इंक्लूडिंग द वी लेंस अगर हो जाए तो।
मतलब नहीं समझा, क्या बोले?
स्विच भी होगा, स्विच पे मल्टीपल वी लेंस होंगी, देन एक राउटर होगा, देन एक साइट होगी, वहां से इंटरनेट से देन फिर दूसरी साइट।
तो इंटरनेट के ऊपर में वीपीएन कैसे चला? तो आप वीपीएन नहीं पढ़े ना। इंटरनेट के ऊपर तो पहले टनल बनाना पड़ेगा ना,
हाँ
ओवरले।
हाँ सर।
In that case, we'll run OSPF over overlay network. Right now, you are running OSPF on the physical network, right? Not on the virtual network. We can do it. Few commands I need to add. Right. So when we'll see the VPN, DMVPN or GRE, at that time we'll configure OSPF over GRE. Learn that.
एंड सर मे बी वन रियल सिनेरियो इफ यू कैन टेक, आप अभी एक आपकी वीडियो भी चल रही थी यूट्यूब पे।
अच्छा, वही वाला सिनेरियो ले लूँ फिर से?
हाँ सर।
Okay. We'll see. Okay, by the way, for default information propagation, I can have one real-time scenario, right, which I was using in my previous company. I will show you the exactly same scenario, like when we have two internet connection.
Sir, have we done sham link or is it part of our course?
वर्चुअल लिंक एज वेल सर।
Virtual link we have already covered in the last class.
Okay, sorry, I haven't gone.
And SAM link is not in the
Also, there is a
syllabus.
summarization. There is a
Yes,
summarization
summarization
route
also we
filtering.
need to cover today. Yes, the video which Rahul is talking is same on summarization only. There was some issue in the summarization. We'll see the summarization. Let's start from the summarization only in OSPF. Before starting today's session, okay, three topics are there. One is summarization, one is default information originate, and Rahul said to take some real-time scenarios, okay? Anything else, guys, apart from these topics, whatever topics we have covered till now? Do you have any
So
question?
you were saying something about sham link, sir.
Okay, I will tell you about the SAM link. Okay, during MPLS, when I will start the MPLS, at that time you can ask.
Okay, sir.
In the MPLS as well, will implement OSPF. Every time I will be configuring OSPF as a IGP protocol, even in BGP also.
And sir, I have a very famous question which is being asked in an interview कि can we create a virtual link over a stub network? तो सर वो सिनेरियो अगर कुछ डिस्कस हो जाए अपनी टोपोलॉजी में।
मैंने तो जब स्टब बताया तभी ही आपको बताया कि इन द स्टब नेटवर्क virtual link should not be exist. Virtual link should not exist in the stub network. तो क्वेश्चन को आप उल्टा कर दिए, बस और कुछ नहीं। मैंने आपको बताया कि स्टब नेटवर्क में वर्चुअल लिंक नहीं होना चाहिए, और आपने क्या पूछा कि
क्या हम क्रिएट
स्टब
कर
नेटवर्क के ऊपर क्या हम वर्चुअल लिंक
हैं?
क्रिएट कर सकते हैं? तो दोनों का आंसर नहीं ही है।
सर सर आई थॉट कि मैं जब वर्चुअल लिंक पढ़ाएंगे जब पूछूंगा।
वर्चुअल लिंक कल कवर हुआ, वर्चुअल लिंक में कुछ
बट
है ही नहीं ऐसे। इन द
मे
रियल
भी
टाइम
अपना
गाइस,
जो रियल टाइम में देखेंगे।
yes, in real time on your edge router, you know, sometime you will be configuring a default route towards the internet, toward the WAN router, and sometime you will be receiving internet route through BGP protocol. Okay, sometime you will be receiving limited prefix of internet through BGP, and after that your edge router, on the edge router we will be running OSPF for the LAN side. So in the LAN side we will be advertising one default route. Right, so that is completely real-time scenario which we will cover today in this video. Okay, so let's start from the summarization. Distribute list, default route propagation, and summarization. Okay. Distribute list is exactly similar like EIGRP and OSPF also, but guys, you know, OSPF advertise LSAs instead of advertising prefixes. In the same area, how OSPF is learning prefixes in same area in the form of LSA1, right? In the form of LSA1. So always keep in mind, within the area we can not apply distribute list in which direction? In direction. In direction or odd direction? In odd direction. Odd direction. On ESBR router you can apply distribute list in odd direction as well, on ESBR, on ABR, because these two router advertise prefixes in link ID of the LSA 3. But within the area we can only apply distribute list in direction, right? When you will apply it in direction, what will happen? When OSPF will copy prefixes from database to the routing table, at that time it will filter the prefixes. In odd direction, distribute list will not work. So you tell me, these are the three topics which I need to cover today. First one is distribute list. Distribute list is here, pending topic. Then summarization, and then default route propagation. So which topic I should start first?
एंड सर इसमें हम लोग राउट मैप वगैरह लगा के फिल्टर वगैरह नहीं करेंगे, ACL एंड राउट मैप?
वो तो हमने करके देख लिया ना ये GRP में, वैसे ही होगा, सेम टू सेम देख सकते हैं, लेकिन कुछ भी नहीं है डिफरेंस. वही ACL क्रिएट करेंगे, वही प्रीफिक्स लिस्ट, राउट मैप एंड router OSPF distribute list, then call to your ACL or prefix route map and then define the direction. So direction should be only in. On the ESBR, direction can be out also. Right? So first tell me which topic I should start first. Summarization is fine. Let's start from summarization. So what is summarization, guys? Tell me. I'm not talking about summarization in OSPF. Tell me the benefit of summarization.
Sir, it is used for the load balancing as well as route filtering.
Okay.
And in EIGRP we used it for the path manipulation as well.
First of all,
And to avoid the query message as well.
In the EIGRP, to avoid query message, path manipulation, load balancing, to reduce the size of topology table, routing table, right? So technically you can say through summarization we are reducing the memory uses on router. What we are doing? We are reducing memory uses of router, or we can say we are reducing the CPU uses of router. CPU utilization, CPU uses, or we can say to reduce the size of database, to reduce database size, to reduce routing table size of router, to reduce routing table size, routing table, and what we can say, to reduce number of LSAs. So these are the benefit of summarization in OSPF, and you know summarization, the meaning of summarization is combining multiple subnet into single subnet. For an example, I have 3 router, router 1, router 2 and router 3. R1, R2, R. Here on router number 1, I have some prefixes. For an example, 10.1.1.0/24, 10.1.2.0/24, and 10.1.3.0/24. These are the prefixes connected on router number 1. Like this, there are so many other prefixes as well. And here I am running OSPF area. For an example, I am running OSPF area 0. This is my OSPF area 0 domain, and this is my OSPF area 1 domain. Area 1. Area 0 and area 1. So router 2 will become ABR router, correct? Guys, first of all, in the OSPF, we can only perform summarization on which router? There are two types of summarization in OSPF. There are two types of summarization on in OSPF. In OSPF, first one is called first one is called guys ABR summarization. ABR summarization means performing summarization on the ABR router, or you can say LSA 3 summarization. Sometime you can say type 3 summarization. Interviewer can say type 3 summarization. Right? So all are same. This is what the first type of summarization. And the second type of summarization is ESBR summarization. Means performing summarization on ESBR router, or we can say LSA 5 summarization. Right? Sometimes we can also say inter-area summarization and external summarization. So either we can summarize LSA 3 or we can summarize LSA 5 in the OSPF. Clear? Because guys, on these two routers only we are advertising the prefixes. Otherwise, we are advertising what? LSA, link state information. Got it? Clear? Now,
But sir, you said on LSA 1, I mean odd में you have said कि odd में we are advertising prefixes and even में हम लोग router ID and link ID दे रहे
हाँ,
हैं.
तो ऑड ही तो है दोनों LSA 3 और
But
LSA 5
even है
तो.
ना सर? हाँ sorry. तो 1 भी तो सर LSA 1 is also
तो LSA 1
odd,
में हम
right?
डायरेक्ट प्रीफिक्स नहीं एडवर्टाइज करते हैं ना, प्रीफिक्स तो एडवर्टाइज करते हैं बट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लिंक स्टेट. लिंक की डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन भेजते हैं. डायरेक्ट प्रीफिक्स नहीं जाता है LSA 3 के जैसा या LSA 5 के जैसा. In this case, in this scenario, router 1 is going to advertise these all prefixes in the form of LSA 1. In form of LSA 1, it will advertise these all prefixes. In the LSA 1, what will be the information? Detailed information of link. And then router
Sir,
2 is going. Yes.
what was the question?
Which question?
Okay, sorry. I thought that is asking question.
No, the not question. That was his dot. Okay. Now tell me how many LSA 3 router 2 will generate for area 0. For sorry, here area 1. This yeah 1. How many LSA 3 will be generated by router 2 for area 1?
Sir, 1 LSA or 2 LSA.
4
For
number
one
of
for self and one for R3.
4 number of LSA 3. Router 2 will generate 4 number of LSA 3. How many prefixes are there in area 0? 4. One prefix is running between router 1 and router 2, and 3 prefixes are directly connected. These are the LAN prefixes. So router 2 is ABR, and ABR will generate 4 number of LSA 3 for area 1. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
LSA 3. Now suppose router 3 don't have capability to install these all LSA 3 in their database. Or like this, if router 1 is advertising there are 1000 prefixes in area 0. Maybe area 0 is receiving some prefixes from other sites. So 1000 prefixes are there. So for all thousand number of prefixes, my ABR router is going to generate LSA3, and there will be so many LSA3 in area 1. But guys, routers in area 1 are the normal configuration. Router cannot handle such amount of LSA3. Router 3 don't have capability to install 1000 prefixes in their routing table. Then what we can do? Then we can perform summarization on router number 2. What I can tell to router 2, brother, instead of advertising these 3 individual prefixes, just advertise one summary address. What will be the summary address of these 3 prefixes?
So 10.1.0.0
10.1.0.0/22, right? So
Yeah.
now router 2 is going to advertise only one LSA3. Only one LSA3. Now for an example, here cost was 5. Cost over here, first prefix is 5, like cost of the interface where this subnet is connected is 5. Cost over here is 10. Cost over here is 15. Right? So what cost router 2 will use? What cost router 2 will advertise? So guys, always keep in mind the smallest cost ABR router will advertise. Right? So these
Repeat
all
again, sir.
individual prefixes are part of the summary address. So router ABR router is going to check what is the minimum cost of the interface where these prefixes are connected. Like whatever prefixes comes under this summary address. So router 1 is going to check, okay, my summary address is 10.1.0.0/22, means first subnet is going to be 10.1.0.0, second 10.1.1.0, third 10.1.2.0, and last 10.1.3.0. Right? These are the summary, like individual prefixes comes under this summary address. Correct, guys?
Correct.
Now, whatever minimum matrix are there between these all prefixes, that will be advertised by ABR router. ABR will advertise minimum metric, minimum cost of the prefixes which comes under summary address. Right?
That
So
means
which cost it will use?
5.
See, cost to reach
5.
this prefix from ABR is 6. 1 is the cost of this link.
Just
Cost
correct.
to reach this subnet from the ABR is going to be, guys, 11, and cost to reach from
11.
ABR to this prefix is going to be 12, right? So ABR router will advertise this summary address with cost 6,
6.
right? The smallest cost. Clear? Right? And either we can also define the cost. For an example, I have another scenario. So now my scenario is this. Right? This is my, let's say, data center where I have so many prefixes. 10.1.1.0/24, 10.1.2.0/24, and 10.1.3.0/24. Like this, so many prefixes are connected. So many LANs are connected. Right? This is my router 1, R1. Connected to 2 border router. Right? So you can imagine like this is my data center. This is my data center. And here I have one another site. Right, between data center and side 1, maybe I can have MPLS link, right? And over MPLS I am running OSPF, right? So here is side 2, data center, and side 1, side 1 are done. Now I need to connect DC and side 1 for the redundancy, for the load balancing. I can have multiple routers here, more than one. For better performance, guys, we can distribute the traffic here. We can achieve load balancing. We can configure primary, secondary scenario if I have multiple router, right? So I am connecting like this. Router 1 is connected with both the router 2. router 1. Right? For an example, this is router 3, R3, and this is router 4. So how many ABR are there?
2.
Now I am going to perform summarization over here. Right? We need to summarize prefixes of area 0 in area 1 here in data center. This is my backbone network. I am running OSPF area 0. OSPF area 0. And here I am running OSPF area 1. Side 1. Yeah. Now we need to perform summarization on both the ABR. ABR1 and ABR. Here also I am advertising 10.1.0.0/22. Here also I am advertising 10.1.0.0/22. Right? So router 2 will start performing load balancing for these all subnet. Am I right?
Correct.
Right? So guys, if the user is going to ping any user in this subnet, right, it will be performing load balancing, but I want to forward traffic from ABR1 only, from the ABR1 only. So here, while summarization, we can manipulate the cost value. We can manipulate the cost value, and there is concept of route filtering also here. Route filtering. So while implementation, I will show you the route filtering also. You can filter the prefixes also. Right? In the same way, we can perform summarization on ESPR router. Both are exactly same. Any question? So while summarization
Sir,
on the ABR or ESBR, we can manipulate cost value for the path manipulation, right? For the load balancing, maybe cost of this link is 5, cost of this link is 10. So if user is going to ping in this subnet, definitely traffic will go from this side. Which end user in the same data center is going to send traffic, which is connected on router number 3. It will forward to router 1 directly. And guys, when this user is going to send data to data center, from which side traffic will go? There is only summary address 10.1.0.0/22. Cost on this link 111. Right? So router 3 is going to advertise summary address with cost what? 6. And this router is going to advertise summary address with
11.
cost 11. Cost 11. But you want to perform load balancing. By default, it will not perform load balancing. If you want to perform load balancing here, what you can do? While summarization, you can advertise cost what? 11. Automatically router 2 will start performing load balancing. Yes or no? So these are small path manipulation in OSPF that we can achieve while redistribution, while summarization, right? Here. If anyone have question in the summarization, then please let me know. Otherwise, first of all, I am going to create the lab and let's do the lab at the same
Sir, I
time.
have one small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. If we apply summarization on, for example, ABR3 router, automatically the effect will take on ABR4 router also, right?
No, on both router
No.
we need to perform summarization.
Uh-huh. Because
Sir,
this is based on the area.
So based on the area, but you have to run the command, na? Over here
see,
as well and over here as well.
summarization we implement on the interface, not the
No, you
global,
will
right?
implement it
Mhm.
globally in the OSPF, but on both router you have to perform summarization. When we'll perform summarization, first router is going to add one route with null zero interface on there in their own routing table to avoid loop,
Correct.
and after that it will start advertising. So how it is possible? Like
Okay,
once
sir.
I
Okay.
will start performing summarization on router number 3, automatically router 4 will also start advertising the summary route. It's not possible, na? We have to configure. We have to
Yes, sir.
tell to
Because
both the router.
because of the area, that's why I confused. Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one question. You saying that if a router advertising that some sub prefixes, so that time they are show the cost of 6, Then what is the mean of cost of 11 while we are moving from the router
Just
number
I
3rd?
want to achieve load balancing here. So from lower path cost was 11. So that's why I
11.
make same cost from the upper path also, so that side 1 users can forward traffic from both the path. Router
So,
in side 1 can perform load balancing.
so similar to like adding and metric to
Yes,
offset list in
offset list.
EIGRP, right?
Exactly. So here we don't
Mm.
have offset list, but this is one another option instead of offset list.
Sir, if we are getting the link breaking between router number 3rd and router number 2, so that time they are automatically shifted on router
Yes,
4
that
and
time
2.
automatic. Correct.
Okay.
OSPF routing protocol uses lots of CPU. That's why in the OSPF will always implement these features. The summarization, right? To avoid the LSA, so many LSA 3 or LSA 5. Let's do one thing. Let's create this lab in the EVNG. The EVNG OSPF. By the way, here also we can perform. Here. Can I use same topology, guys? Or you want this topology only? This. Here I have two ABR, router 4 and router 5. So we can see the summarization between these routers. Okay?
Yeah, we can do it in the same.
But there will be lots of LSAs that can make you confused. One thing. This is also one topology, similar topology. Here you can see area 0 and area 1. Here I have one LAN, here also I have one LAN. So on router number 1, guys, what we can do? We can perform the summarization. Let me show you here the summarization first. On router number 1, show IP protocol. So guys, OSPF is already running, you can see here. OSPF is already running. OSPF process 1, router ID 1.1.1. Router 1 is the
ABR.
ABR, right? And how many area are there? 2. Area 0 and area 1. Maximum path, and we are performing routing for 12.1.1.1, means on fast Ethernet 0/0. This command. What is the purpose of network command in OSPF? This is a
Check to
network.
advertise the network.
No. This is an interview
Can I,
question, and this is not the correct answer. What is the use of network command in any routing protocol, not only in OSPF?
To activate the routing
To
yeah, sir,
activate the
interface
routing
space, sir, to
protocol
activate
on
the
the interface.
interface.
Yes,
Interface. Correct.
this is the correct answer. Okay, and a routing protocol enable interface always advertise prefixes from that interface, from their interface. So we are performing routing for, you can see all the connected network on all the interfaces. It will enable the OSPF. 12 will enable OSPF on F0/0, 13 will enable OSPF on F1/0, and 14 will enable OSPF on F1/1. Okay. Between router 1 and router 2, I am running 12 subnet. Between router 1 and router 3, I am running 13 subnet. Between router 1 and router 4 I am running 14 subnet. Okay, distance and those. Then so IP OSPF interface brief also you can use. These are the troubleshooting command. At the same time we are troubleshooting also. So you can see OSPF is enabled on all the interfaces. And guys, F1/0 and F0/0 are in which area?
0.
Are in area
0.
0. And F1/1 is in which area? In area
1.
1. Okay. So the OSPF configuration is correct here. And so IP OSPF neighbor. Neighbors are also up. Right. The network type is point to point on all the interfaces. So that's why there is no DR and VDR. So you will not find any LSA 2 in the database of router 1. So IP OSPF database. Here you can see how many routers LSA are there in area 0? 3. Because 3 routers are there in area 0. Router 1, router 2 and router 3. Router 1 will generate 2 LSA 1. One for area 0 and one for area 1. So how many LSA 1 is there in this area? 3. Right? How many LSA 1 is there in this area? 2.
1.
1, 2
2,
na?
sorry, yeah.
There are 2 routers.
Correct, correct.
Right? How many
Yeah.
LSA 2 will be there in area 0? No. How many
0.
LSA 2 will be there in area 1?
0.
How many LSA 3 will be there in area 0?
2, 2,
And how many LSA 3 will be there in area 1?
1, 1.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. 4.
4.
Right? And
Sir,
after the
ये LSA 3
summarization,
can you repeat? एरिया 0 में 2 कैसे हुए? Can you repeat?
area 0 में यहाँ पे 2 prefix है ना? In area 1, how many
Okay, उस
prefixes
वाले
are there?
area
2.
के, okay. Correct.
Correct? So after the summarization, we are going to summarize this LAN subnet and this LAN subnet, right? So it will advertise how many LSA 3 after the summarization. 2 and 1, 3. 1 summary and 2. Let me show you. For the summarization, here you can see this is router LSA in area 1. Number of router LSAs are there. And then summary LSA in area 1. You can see in area 1 how many summary LSAs are there? 4. Right? 4. And after the summarization, it is going to be 3. Now it is
4 कैसे हुए सर? 2 तो prefixes के, अच्छा 2 interfaces के. Okay, got it.
And in area 1, how many summary LSA are there? Sorry, in area 0, 2. Right, one is 14.1.1.0 and one is 192.168.1.0. Clear guys? ये तो clear होना चाहिए ना at least सबका.
हाँ.
Right, and let me check the connectivity. From router number 4, I am going to ping let's say 10.1.1.1 and say source 192.168.1.1. So there is reachability also, you can see. Let me ping another LAN in area 0. I am able to ping both the LAN in area 0 from area 1, correct? On router number 4, let me show you the database. So IP OSPF database. Here you can see summary LSA. Who is advertising? 1.1.1. Advertising 1.1.1 border router. So IP OSPF border router. And what is the cost to reach border router?
1.
1, right? So IP OSPF database. And cost which is coming in LSA 3 is so IP OSPF database summary and 10.1.1.0. Metric which is coming in the LSA is 2.
Total cost is 3 then.
Total cost is going to be 3. 10.1.1.0. Advertising router ID 1.1.1. Cost to reach 1.1.1 is 1. And cost coming in the LSA 3 is 2. So IP route OSPF. In the routing table, you can see cost is 3. Cost is 3 and both are inter area prefixes. Both are inter-area. Yes. Now I am going to perform summarization on router number 1. See, first of all, which area prefixes you are going to summarize? Router OSPF 1. Area is going to be what? Area 0. I am going to summarize area 0 prefixes, right? Then you will use range command, and after that summary address 10.1.0.0 subnet mask 255.255.252.0, right? And if you will put question mark here, you can see some options are there like advertise, which is the default one. By default, here you can see the default one is advertise. Here which command is running? Advertise. If you are not going to define it, automatically it will take advertise. But then another option is cost, to manipulate the cost over here. You can manipulate cost. And the last option is not advertise. We'll talk about these later. For now, just I am running this command.
Because we don't have redundant route APR over here. So,
Now I have performed the summarization over here. How to verify it? First of all, to verify the summarization, there is one command. See, in SOIP protocol, you cannot see the summarization. Is there anything, guys, related to summarization?
no.
No. SOIP OSPF database. In the database, is there any information regarding summarization?
Area 0 may. No, sir.
Right. Here we have the summary address, but we cannot understand that this is a summary address. It's look like these prefixes only, right? So you will use IP OSPF command here. So IP OSPF command, and here somewhere you can find the area range are 10.1.0.0/22 active advertise, right? And how many prefixes are there, are the part of this summary? Advertise means it is advertising, and if you will use not advertise keyword, guys, that is the part of again filtering, to filter all the prefixes which comes under this summary address in area 1. To filter all the prefixes which comes under this summary address in area 1, I can use not advertise keyword, right? Now here you can see SOIP OSPF database. On router number 4, I am able to see only 3 number of LSA 3 in area 1, right? Only 3 number of LSA 3 is there in area 1 because of summarization. And so IP route OSPF. In the OSPF routing table, you can see router have installed this summary address with exit interface what? Null 0 to avoid the loop. To avoid the routing loop, here it have created one entry with null 0 interface. Null 0 is virtual interface on the router. Generally, we are using it to discard the traffic. Okay, clear? Like in this case, if router 1 is receiving a traffic where destination IP address is 10.1.1.1, to whom it will forward? There is a specific route in the routing table. Yes, there is a specific route. In this route, it will match. And guys, if the destination IP address in the packet is 10.1.3.1, in this case, what router 1 will do? Destination IP will match in this summary address this time, right? And it will discard the traffic. Okay. If any other router is going to advertise same summary route to router number 1 from another side, then also it will discard that update message. It will not accept. That is routing loop. Now let me take you to router 4 and let me show you the database of R4. So IP OSPF database. Here also you can see I have only 3 number of LSA 3 in area 1. One is advertising summary address, and these 2 are the WAN link. Yes, right? Now so IP OSPF database, then summary, and 10.1.0.0. I'm going to open it in detail. Here you can see the metric, advertising router ID, right? And the summary address, all the informations are there. So now router 4 is going to install summary route in the routing table. So IP route OSPF. Metric over here is 2 and metric to reach ABR is 1. So metric for summary route is also going to be what? 3. Right? So here is only one summary address. Again you can check the connectivity. There is still connectivity. We can verify it. You can see thing is working. And this way we can reduce the size of database as well as size of routing table.
So basically सर हमने R4 के लिए किया है ये. This we have done for
एरिया
R4
1
only,
के लिए
right?
किया है. एरिया 1 में
Correct.
जितने भी राउटर हैं,
Okay.
maybe I can have one more router here, I can have one more router here, right? One more router is here. So on all the routers we will have only summary route. Now
But सर हमने वहाँ पे तो एरिया 0 सेलेक्ट किया था, right? जब
एरिया
कमांड
0 मैंने
डाली
क्या
थी.
बताया? First what we are defining, which area prefixes we are summarizing,
Okay.
right? If ABR router is connected with area 2 also, so in area 2 also it will advertise summary address. These two
Okay.
prefixes of area 0 are summarized on ABR router for all the other areas. If I will say here summarize area 1 prefix, then area 1 prefix will be summarized and advertised in area 0 and any other area. Area 1,
Area
2,
2.
3 like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Now if you want to filter all the prefixes which comes under this summary address on the ABR router in area 1, then you can use not advertise keyword. Not advertise keyword while summarization. Right? This is yes bit confusing because why we have like route filtering here while summarization, but guys this is a feature of OSPF, right? Area 0 and range 10.1.0.0, then 255.255.255.0, and then we can say note advertise. After this you will not find LSA1 LSA3 for summary address. So IP OSPF database, here you can see in area 1 there are only not 2 LSA3, 2 number of LSA3s are there, correct? On router number
But sir,
4
why?
also you can see now this summary LSA is not there. So
Sir, why
this
specific routes are not there?
like this is the feature of route filtering. Let's say brother here in area 0 I have 10.1.1.0, 10.1.2.0, 10.1.3.0, 10.1.4.0, 10.1.5.0, and 10.1.6.0, 10.1.7.0. These are the prefixes in area 0, and you want to filter these three prefixes. You want to filter
Okay.
these three prefixes. So what you can do here, while summarization you can say note advertise.
Advertise these three.
Right? The summary address, whatever
Yeah, some
prefixes
address
will
of these
comes
three.
under this summary address will be
Yeah,
filtered.
and rest all will be allowed.
Rest all will be advertised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one feature while summarization. Now I am going to remove this command router OSPF 1, and then guys no area 0 range 10.1.0.0 255.255.5.0 and note. The another thing that here we can manage is cost. Range 10.1.0.0 255.255.2.0, and here we can say what cost. Let's say 100. So now it will advertise LSA3 with cost what? 100. We can verify it. So IP OSPF database. In the database you can see here is the summary address. Soon it will filter these to LSA. That this is because of simulation, it takes some time. Now if I am going to open it in detail, so IP OSPF database and then summary 10.1.0.0. So now you can see metric over here is 100, right? So from router number 4, what will be the metric of summary route? So IP OSPF border router 1 and 100 is coming in the LSA. 100 is the coming in LSA. Summary
LSA
10.1.0.0. So 101. So IP route OSPF. Cost is now 101. Just give me guys 1 minute. Yes. Any question? So here we can create one another lamp with 4 routers.
सर 6 ही ले लो सो दैट कि ASBR वाला भी हो जाए.
तो होगा ही ऐसा. तू क्या?
सर इसी में कर लेते हैं सर ताकि कॉन्फ़िगर भी स्क्रैच हो जाएगा.
There are 2 different sites, 2 different building, 2 different companies. Can be anything. These are the common scenario, common real-time scenarios of OSPF. This is my OSPF area 0 and this is my OSPF area. Ten dot 1.1.0 slash 24, 10.1.2.0 slash 4 and 10.1.0 slash 24, 10.0.0 slash 20.
सर एक रिक्वेस्ट है। सर लैब के लिए 1 दिन तो दीजिए।
नहीं
पता
हुआ
नहीं
क्या?
सर नहीं सर हो गया मेरा एरिया तक हो गया है। लास्ट क्लास का थोड़ा बाकी है। आई डोंट नो पता नहीं शायद सबका हो गया हो। हो गया क्या राहुल तुम्हारा सारा लैब?
नहीं अंजलि एरिया का नहीं हुआ मेरा. एरिया
एरिया
का भी
वाला
नहीं
सर
हुआ मेरा।
बहुत बड़ा था, टोपोलॉजी था, तो थोड़ा टाइम तो
एग्जैक्टली,
लगता है।
उसमें 4-5 घंटे लगेंगे बिकॉज 2 सिनेरियोज है उसमें, और वीडियो भी रिपीट करनी होगी, तब जाके अच्छे से समझ आएगा।
बीजीपी स्टार्ट करने से पहले सर एक बार
20
थोड़ा,
फरवरी से लेके 23 फरवरी तक।
हाँ तो बहुत
कब
लंबा
से
है
कब
सर,
से?
आप बीजीपी और ये सब कराओगे सर, इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट टू कोप अप। आई डोंट नो अबाउट अदर्स, बट बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा कोप अप करना।
करके दे सारा लैब।
तो सर हमें खुद करना चाहिए।
बता दीजिए।
ऐसे निपटाने का काम नहीं है ना सर, समझ के करना है तभी फायदा होगा। निपटाना है तो सर फिर ठीक है, आप करा लो फिर सारी क्लासेस एक ही दिन में।
खुद से करोगे जल्दी जल्दी जाना बोलते हैं ना। P address is going to 12.1.1 5.255.255.0 IP OSPF network point 2 point IP OSPF 1 area 0 router F1
और
router
स्टेप 1 राउटर आईडी,
then some loopbacks
कट पेस्ट, ये इंटरफेस
interface
L1
back
10.1
1 command not required address 10.1.1.1
10.1
back dot 1
सर L2 लिखिए सर उसके सामने, सर 2 लिखा है। थ्री
L base F
F1
1 slash
1/0
cut
13 13.3 13.1
1
no shot.
done. The configuration of router 1. Let me
हम्म
copy and आप लोग के लिए पूरा एंटरप्राइज नेटवर्क डिजाइन किया हुआ है. आप डिजाइन वन complete enterprise network for you guys that will configure at the end. Two
ओके।
topology I have created. One is 2-tier architecture, one is 3-tier architecture. Right, but everything is there. All the routing protocols, switching protocols you can implement there.
आप इस टोपोलॉजी की बात नहीं कर रहे, आप किसी और टोपोलॉजी की बात कर
एक बना
रहे
के रखा
हैं
हूँ अभी.
सर?
एक आज बना के
नहीं,
रखा
once
हूँ
the
जो
course would
आपको
be
लास्ट में
completed.
वो करवाऊंगा. आपको दूंगा कॉन्फ़िगर करने के लिए, मैं नहीं कॉन्फ़िगर करूँ.
बाप रे, ये तो भयंकर है।
अरे भयंकर कुछ भी नहीं है तब तो
सर वो एरिया वाले
ये तो टू
करते समय
टियर
मेरे
ये
को
तो टू टियर
कंफ्यूजन हो
था.
गया था।
This was the two tier. Right, show you the three tier architecture also, and you need to configure it, but I will be available for the support if you need any help in the configuration. Okay, see, all the commands are accepted over here, right? So IP OSPF interface brief done. Config tree, host name I am going to make it R1. Let's save the configuration also. Now I am going to configure R4 on F0/0. What will be the IP? .4 F0/0 24 dot 1.1.4 and area 1 on F1/0 34.1.4 area 1 on all the loopback area 1 and here I am going to make it 40 again here 40 area 1 40 and
सर
copy
एरिया चेंज
हो गया ना, है ना? अभी
हाँ जी.
R4 done. And so IP OSPF interface brief. All the interfaces are in which area? Area
1
host name R4 and save the configuration. Then I need to configure R2. On R2 router ID I am going to .2.2.2 interface F0/0 12.1.1.2 OSPF area
0
0
would be
and
0.
F1/0 24.2 and area 1.
2
1
area 1
सही है ना?
हाँ जी.
Host name
So
IP OSPF interface. Please put yourself on mute. I am getting noise from somewhere. Right, one interface F0/0 is in area 0 and F1/0 is in area 1. Now let me configure R3 finally. 3.3.3.3 IP address 0/0 13.1.1.1.
13.3
area is same.
area 0 is fine.
Here it is going to be 34.1.1.3.
34.3
Area is also
area is fine.
fine. Copy. The configuration is done, guys. Save the configuration on router number 2 also. I am going to save the configuration. Right. On router number 4, how many LSA3 will be there? So IP OSPF database. See the summary LSA in area 1. Right. All these 10.1.1.0, 2.0, 3.0 are coming from 2 ABR, from 2.2.2 also, from 3.3.3 also. And if you will open any prefix in detail, so IP OSPF database summary 10.1.1.0. So you can see when 2.2.2 is advertising metric 2 and 3.3.3 is also advertising with the metric
2.
Right. Now guys, so IP OSPF database, I want to reduce the size of database. I want to summarize these all LSAs. Can I use this summary address 10.1.0.0/16? Yes, I can use this one also.
Yes.
Or you can find the exact summary address also. So let me use /16 directly, because just I want to teach the concept. Go to router number 2, config T, router
OSPF
OSPF
0,
1,
1, area 0.
area 0, and range 10.1.0.0, 255.255.0.0, right? Advertise. I will use same command on router number 3 also. Router number 3 also. Router OSPF 1 and paste the command. Now on router number 4 you can again verify the database. So IP OSPF database. Now you can see only summary prefixes are coming. Right? Only 2 LSAs are there for all the prefixes. For all the prefixes, only 2 number of LSA 3 are coming. Right? And it is performing what, guys? Load balancing. See, 2.2.2 is also advertising, 3.3.3 is also advertising. Am I right?
Advertising.
So IP route
Yes.
OSPF. The OSPF you can see coming from inter area, and it is performing load balancing. But what I want to forward traffic in 10 subnet 10.1.1.1 source 40.1.1.1. Ping is working, but I want to forward traffic from router number 2 only. What I can do? I want to
Cost.
forward traffic from router number 2.
Cost.
Hello?
Yes.
So IP dot OSPF. I can use cost. If I don't want to receive this summary address from router number 3, what I can do? I don't want to receive summary address from this ABR. What I can do? I want to filter the summary address from this particular ABR. I can use not advertise keyword.
Correct.
Right? So you know the path manipulation also. You know the filtering also. And you know the simple summarization
Cost
also.
rule.
Right? So let me take you to router number 2. First of all, here I am going to add the cost. Right? So what
So
cost it
filtering
is
means
advertising?
adding cost, you are saying.
Yes.
Filtering means adding
Filtering
cost.
means no. Filtering means I am saying to use not advertise keyword here. Here is the one command na. Not advertise.
Got it.
Here we can say not
Yeah.
advertise. By default it is advertise. You can say not advertise and then you can manipulate the cost. This is the only option over here while summarization the prefix. So here first of all let me verify what cost it is advertising. Do so IP OSPF database summary and 10.1.0.0. What cost it is advertising? 2. From here I am going to advertise cost 1. Cost 1. So now on router number 4 you can check the routing table again. Now you can see best path is via 24.2 means router 2. If I am going to trace route 10.1.1 and source 40.1.1 numeric, traffic will go from router 2 only.
R2.
But R1 is still performing what? Load balancing for 40 subnet.
Correct.
Right? So what we can do, guys, here? On router number 2, I need to run one more command, area 1, then range 40.1.0.0, 255.255.0.0 and advertise. Right? And here we can add the cost also, cost 1. Now R1 will be also using upper path as a best path. So IP route OSPF. You can see for 40 subnet, all the individual prefixes are coming from R3 only. All the individual prefixes are coming from R3. So if you want to perform path manipulation, you can simply advertise one summary route. Once I will advertise summary route from router number 2, this path will become best path. Am I right?
Correct.
because from this side it is
दूसरे
still
पाथ से
receiving
सिंगल
individual
single
prefixes,
prefixes.
right? So one is from one side is coming with /16, from another side it's coming with /24. So it will always prefer this one. It will always prefer this one, right? /24. So this is also one way. Now from the lower path also I am going to summarize the 40 subnet area 1 prefix 0.0 and advertise.
सर एरिया 1 नहीं
Area-
लिया सर हमने अभी.
area 1 range 40.1.0.0 255 advertise, then cost I am not going to use here. Now on router number 1 you can see the best path is via which router? Via router number best is via router number 2 only. So now if you will trace route,
तो हमने वहाँ पे कॉस्ट सर 1 किया हमने
हाँ router 2 पे
कॉन्फ़िगरेशन
cost 1
1
किया
किया
है.
था.
Yes.
ओके.
So now upper path is the best path, and when router 2 will goes down, automatically it will start communicating via router number 3. Automatically it will start communicating via router number 3. But guys, in real time, sometime you will have different types of traffic in both the area, right? Let's say there are two types of traffic A, B, right? It can be, let's say, technical team, this is, let's say, HR team, A, B. And I want to configure this path for A types of traffic and this path for B types of traffic, and vice versa in case of failover. Right, so that also you can configure, yes or no? That is also possible. For that, even I need to summarize prefixes, some prefixes from this router and some prefixes from this router. Automatically it will start using one path as a best path. So all kind of path manipulation, load balancings are possible over here if we have multiple area. Now you can understand the area concept in OSPF in better way, right? The benefit of using multiple areas over here. If all the routers belongs to same area, I will have few options. One option is to manipulate the cost, that's it. Is there any other option, guys? Is offset list is there? No, nothing is there. Even we cannot perform summarization within the area. So this is all about summarization in OSPF. For example, here I have a few more prefixes. 10.1.4.0/24, 4.5.0/24, 10.1.6.0/24, and 10.1.7.0/24. So can anyone tell me the summary address of upper 4 prefixes?
सर /22 10.1.0/22
10.1.0.0/22, and what will be the summary address of lower 4 prefixes?
10.1.4.0/22
4.0/22.
22, yes.
4.0, right? So let's say this is one type of traffic, this is another type of traffic. I want that whenever someone from area 1 is going to ping in A department, traffic should go via router number 2, and when someone is sending traffic in B department, traffic should go via router number 3. Can you tell me the configuration here? Before that, I am going to remove all the summarization command from router number 2 and router number 3. Say no to this, and then do so run section OSPF. अरे यार टाइम तो बहुत स्पीड में भाग रहा है, 9:30 बज गया क्या?
सर आप भी बहुत तेज चल रहे हैं सर.
टॉपिक भी तो 3 है, कल बिजी स्टार्ट करना है क्या?
नहीं
सर
सर,
बीजीपी स्टार्ट करने से पहले सर लैब के लिए टाइम दो सर. मेरे एरिया तक ही फिनिश हुआ है सर लैब.
क्या बोलते हो अदर्स गाइस, क्या बोलते हैं? ब्रेक चाहिए
सर
क्या?
कल ओएसपीएफ फुल टोपोलॉजी मतलब अच्छे से करके and then we can have a 1 day break, and then uske baad mein we can start BGP.
Okay, so I have removed the
एरिया 1 का भी करिए.
कोई नहीं है ना, सारे remove. So here what we can do, say we can say range, sorry, area 0, then range, and we can send the
10 dot
summary address of
upper prefixes.
upper prefixes, right? For A I want to use this path, for B I want to use this path, for department B. So range, what will be the summary address of lower prefixes? 10.1.4.0, subnet mask 255.255.250.0, and advertise. And on router number 3, I'm going to say area 0 and 10.1.0.0, 255.255.252.0, advertise. Range, advertise.
So sir, this would do कि नीचे वाले prefixes would be preferred because summary हमने कर दिया है, तो single prefixes would be learned via R2, right?
Individual prefix, correct. So IP route OSPF, यहाँ पे देखो 10.1.1.0 is not there. Why individual prefixes is not coming?
So 16 में आ गए सर वो. So 16 में आ गए वो.
So run section OSPF.
सर नीचे वाला कमांड हटा दीजिए. आप राउटिंग टेबल देखिए.
Run PF.
इसमें सही है.
10.1.1.0, 2.0, 3.0. All these individual prefixes are coming from router number 2. And while lower prefixes are not coming, like department B prefixes, individual prefixes are not coming from router number 3. It should come on router number 3. Fine.
हाँ सर सही, सर सही है सर. Sir, this is what we wanted,
4.0,
right?
okay, loopbacks are not there, na? Some loopbacks I have not created on router number 1, na?
Correct.
Interface loopback 5. IP address 10.1.5.1 255.255.255.0 IP OSPF 1 area 0 IP OSPF network 0.2.2. So history. Back 6. Back 7.
सर वो 6 ही कर दिया है. सर वो 6 ही रख दिया है, इंटरफेस 6 ही रख दिया मैं 7 वाले में भी.
Copy. Now on router number 4, get the example. Here you can see 10.1.4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0 are coming from router number 3, and one summary address of these all prefixes from router number 2. For failover, for the failover I have summary address, and 10.1.1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 are coming from router number 2, and one summary address 4 fell over,
Address
right?
from R3.
So if I am going
Yeah.
to trace route 10.1.1.0 and source 192.168.1.1
40.
numeric, from which path traffic will go, guys?
Sir, 40 है source interface.
Source interface 40. Traffic is going from router number
2.
2, right? And if I am going to ping 7.1, then traffic is going from router number 3. So this way also, this can be also your requirement, and you need to perform summarization. Okay. So whatever possibilities are there, you can now configure by yourself also. Yes or no? Can I move the next topic?
Yes, I can move to the next topic.
Okay. So guys, see here, I have one another issue. In area 1, I am trying to filter LSA 3. I am trying to filter LSA 3 to reduce the database size, to reduce the routing table size, but so IP OSPF database. I have some LSA 3 for 12 subnet, for 30 subnet, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Which
Right?
are not
Do
required.
I need these prefixes, these LSAs over here? No. My end-to-end task is this network should be able to communicate with this network. That's it. Correct?
Correct.
So we can filter these all unwanted prefixes from the routing table of router 4.
4.
Even here you can check the routing table. So IP route OSPF. 12 networks are there. 12 and 13, these two are unwanted. Because see, tell me one thing. This is again, guys, interview question. This is interview question. Let me discuss in detail. R1, R2. First of all, you need to be answer in yes or no. Ping will work or R1, R2, R. Here, even I am going to check your static routing knowledge. To know this, then you can understand how our 12 network and 13 networks are unwanted prefix in routing table of router 4. Guys, here I have one LAN where I am running subnet. The LAN, here is the LAN. Here is the here my subnet is 10.1.1.0/24. Here my subnet is 20.1.1.0/20. .1.1.0/24, and here my subnet is 30.1.1.0/24. Is by default in the routing table of router 1, how many routes will be there? Here I am writing 23 subnet, 23.1.1.0/20. 10 and 12 will be there. That
Connected and 10. Yeah.
I need to
Correct.
configure two static route. One is IP
Correct.
route 20.1.1.0, subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and
0.
next hop 12.1.2. Like this I can configure static route here. Yes or no?
Correct. Similarly for 30.
And one
Yeah.
more 30. These two commands are required on router number 1. Then on router number 2, 10 and 30.
Correct.
10.1.1.0 and 30.1.1.0 for 10. Next hop is 12.1. For 30, next hop is
12.1, 12.1.
23.3. Correct?
Yes.
These two commands I need to run on router 2. And on router number 3, 10 and 20. 10 and 20. For
20.
both, next hop IP address is going to be 23.2. 23.1.1.
23.12. Yeah.
Here also 20. Now tell me, if I am going to ping from router number 1, ping 30.1.1.1, will ping work? Yes
Yes.
or
Yes. Sir, it will send it to this, and for that,
this is, guys,
I think
commonly
it's
asked interview
30.
question. Commonly asked interview question in network engineer interview.
Sir, it will work, sir.
How many of you are saying yes, ping will work?
Yes.
Yes.
So by the above commands which you have shared on the,
At least if you are not
sir,
saying yes,
hang.
then say no. ये स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना लेकिन?
हाँ जी.
How many of you are saying yes? Is there anyone who is saying no? Because answer of this question is no. Ping will not work. Ping will not work. Ping will not work. Because, guys, see, if I am going to ping 30.1, what will be the source? What will be source IP address?
10.1. 10.1.
12.1.
अच्छा, okay. 12.1 interface, yeah.
30.1.1. Yeah, reverse path. Is reverse path available on router number 3?
No.
No.
So will ping work?
Okay.
Sir, reverse pass is there, right?
No, it's
10.1
not there. For
is
12
there,
network, it's
which is
not
going toward
there.
23.1.
But source is 12.1, na brother?
It's from the
Router
SF
1
is
will
source
forward
board
it
1.
to router 3. That is fine. Router 3 will receive the traffic. When router 3 will generate reply, source IP 30.1.1.1 and destination IP 12.1.1.1. Is route available for 12.1? No. Router 3 is going to
No, it's not.
drop the traffic. Right? So ping will not work. Answer of this question is no. This is the reason why I have discussed. This is commonly asked network engineer interview. This type of question they can ask you, right? So always
But
whenever
ping
they are
from
asking
10
you,
dot,
whenever
till
they are
ping from
asking,
10 dot.
yeah, from 10 it will work. Definitely ping from 10 it will work. Whenever they are asking the question related to connectivity, just keep in mind the source. What will be the source? If I will define here source 10.1.1.1, then ping will work. And this is our requirement only, guys. Will never ping 12 dot, or sorry, will never ping 30 subnet from this WAN link. Right? Our requirement is my end user should be able to communicate. These two subnets should be, these all three subnets should be able to communicate with each other. That's it. Right? So we'll never
So, but sir,
configure route for
you
two.
asked,
Yes.
sir, but you asked that whether 10.1 would be able to communicate to 30.1, right?
No,
In
I
that
said I
case, sir,
am going
source
to
and
ping.
destination you have
No,
already defined.
I said I ran this command
Okay,
on the
okay,
router.
okay.
I didn't
Okay,
define
Set
the
head.
source. Even interviewer is also not going to define the source. You have to think about the source. Like if I am going to write this command in the global config mode, what will be the source? Most of the people are thinking source is going to be 10.1.
WAN port,
No.
WAN port होगा sir उस case में.
Yes. Router will compare destination IP address with routing table. It will find the exit interface, and whatever IP address is running on exit interface, that will be the source address. Right?
Correct.
So in that case, reverse path is not available. So ping will not work. Right? Then they can ask you, should I need to configure 12 network in the routing table of router 1? Again, your answer should be no, because you will say my requirement is LAN user should be able to communicate, right? So I am not going to ping 13.1 or any user which is connected on router number 3. There is one user. I'm not going to ping that user from router. Who will ping to this user? Any user who is sitting
User to
over
user.
here.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
In the same way, guys, here in my network, in area 1, all the WAN prefixes are coming, right? all the WAN prefixes are coming, but we don't need that. Here I have only 2 link in area 0, that's why only 2 number of LSS3s are there in area 1. But let's suppose there are 100 router in the data center. In that case, guys, there will be lots of unnecessary LSA3s will be there in the database. Unnecessary prefixes will be there in the routing table. So what we can do on router 4, can create one access control list. Access list number 10, permit 40.1.1.40.1.0.0 255 wildcard mask 0.0.255.255. Right. So I am only allowing what? The LAN subnet. Rest all will be automatically filtered. Right. Now let me call this access list in
Sir, but
OSPF.
we could have. Sir, हाँ सर आप करिए, मैं फिर दूसरे से ले लेता हूँ.
Distribute
No issue.
list. Access list number 10 and direction. Right. Wait for some time. OSPF neighborship will resynchronized. So IP OSPF. Okay. And so IP route OSPF. सारे प्रीफिक्स फिल्टर हो गया क्यों?
सर 10 वाले भी हो जाएंगे सर उसमें.
सर
डिनाई हो गया ना सर 10 वाले भी तो ACL में.
कौन सा ACL मैंने क्लियर?
दैट इज
अच्छा सॉरी
सर एक्सेस लिस्ट आपने जो
यहाँ पे
40.1
10
किया है
देना
ना.
चाहिए था ना. एक्सेस लिस्ट नंबर 10 परमिट
एग्जैक्ट
10.1.0.025 wildcard mask 0.0.255.255. तो IP route OSPF. अब देखो राउटिंग टेबल.
अब आ जाएंगे.
और कितना फेयर दिख रहा है ना. नाउ माय राउटिंग टेबल लुक्स लाइक
क्लीन.
राइट. एंड सो IP
कमांड कैन शो
OSPF डेटाबेस. डेटाबेस में भी LSA अभी फिल्टर हो जाएगा थोड़ी,
क्लियर.
या फिर आप क्लियर IP OSPF प्रोसेस.
अभी भी है सर. ABR पे मारिए सर.
तो क्या हो रहा है
सर
एक बार
आपने
बताएगा
ACL
मुझे?
10 के लिए ही बनाया ना है सर?
यस. So what I told you guys, how OSPF distribute list will work in OSPF. Router
To
is
filter
going
unnecessary
to
routes.
receive these prefixes in the form of LSA, and while installing prefixes from LSA3 to routing table, router will take distribute list. Take distribute. So will it filter the LSA3?
No.
What it will filter? Prefixes only. Okay. And can I apply this filtering in odd direction on router number 1? Right from here.
yes, we can apply.
You can't. It will not work. Router OSPF 1. I am going to remove this distribute list. Say no to this distribute list. Done. And then go to router number 1. And let me try to filter all the prefix except 10.1.0.0. Right.
Sir,
so
can you show the routing table first?
Of which router?
This R1 only.
R1.
R1 की तभी हम फिल्टर लगाएंगे ना.
तो नहीं, हम तो कनेक्टेड प्रीफिक्स के लिए फिल्टर लगा रहे हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि ये एडवर्टाइज ही ना करे कोई प्रीफिक्स.
हाँ, correct, got it, sir.
तो राउटर सॉरी एक्सेस लिस्ट नंबर 10 परमिट 10.1.0.0 wildcard mask 0. 0.0.55. So this access list will only allow first prefix, right? This access list will only allow first prefix 10.1.0.0. It is matching
Correct.
24 bits, right? Now router OSPF 1 distribute list number 10 and direction out.
Outer.
Nothing will happen. It will not work.
Sir, but this happening we would be checking on R4, right? Yeah, R2 पे, right?
किसी भी राउटर पे चेक कर लो. You can check it on router number 2 also. On router number 2, so IP route OSPF सारे प्रीफिक्स आ ही रहा है ना राउटर 2. क्या मतलब हुआ फिल्टरिंग लगाने का?
That's blocked, I think. 10.1.0.0, it's blocked.
No. 10.1.1.0/24. No, it is there from 12.1, bro. First subnet.
What happened?
सर ये कह रहे हैं कि ब्लॉक हो गया बट वो हुआ नहीं है.
नहीं ब्लॉक होगा ही नहीं क्योंकि और डायरेक्शन में हम फिल्टरिंग सिर्फ और सिर्फ ABR पे लगा सकते हैं. वी कैन ओनली apply route filtering in odd direction on ABR router, right? On router
Sir, what is the logic behind it?
What is the logic behind it means? Like we are route filtering, we are filtering the route.
नहीं, means why only ABR he say or ASBR?
Because in OSPF when distribute list is working while copying prefixes from LSA to routing table, right? So it will only work in direction. In odd direction, router is advertising LSA1 and it will be keep advertising. Your distribute list will not check. Then it will checked but it will not match. Fixes is not going to match over here. In LSA1, we have this subnet, these all subnets. The form of link. Link 1, this is the like link type, OSPF cost, the network prefixes there, subnet mask there, advertising router ID information, blah blah. But
so distribution command will take effect on LSA3 from LSA3 only.
No, on all the
check,
LSA it can work for all the LSAs. But what I am saying, within the area you can apply distribute list in direction only. Only ACL will work in direction. When I had apply ACL in direction on router number 4, it was working. Now here I have apply ACL in odd direction, it is not working. In EIGRP, we can apply distribute list in both the direction, correct? But in OSPF,
Correct.
we can only
Yes.
apply the distribute list in direction. And reason is OSPF advertise LSAs, not prefixes. Right?
This one also LS3 only, right? This diagram.
Router 1 is advertising LSA1, no brother. It is advertising these all prefixes in form of LSA1 to both the ABR.
Sir, when it advertising LSA1, it will not check the distribute list.
It will check the distribute list, but match will not found.
Because it's not in prefixes, it's in the form of links.
Yes,
That's what
it
you
is
mean.
not prefixes. It is LSA.
But sir, हम show IP route करते हैं, then it will show in as connected routes, right? 10.1.0 and 2.0.
अरे आपने
R1
इस
पे.
राउटर के ऊपर में ये एक राउटर है, इस राउटर के ऊपर में मैंने OSPF चला रखा है. OSPF के अंदर में ये LSA इंस्टॉल किया और ये LSA एडवर्टाइज करता है अपने नेबर को. हम यहाँ पे बोले हैं कि भाई जो तुम्हारा OSPF का डेटाबेस है उसके बीच में मैं फिल्टरिंग लगा रहा हूँ, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट लिस्ट अप्लाई किया. तो कनेक्टेड से क्या मतलब है? कनेक्टेड है या रिसीव डॉट है, उससे क्या मतलब है? While advertising prefixes to their neighbor, it will check distribute list and prefixes will not match. So it will not match, then it will advertise everything In the in direction, when you will apply the distribute list, when router will receive update message LSA, again prefix will not match, but while installing prefixes from database to routing table, it will match, and that time it can filter. In EIGRP, distribute list is working directly between update message and topology table. Router even not installing the prefixes in topology table. In OSPF, distribute list is working between database and routing table. See the difference. Routing
Sir, repeat
table.
this point again.
अपडेट से इसको कोई मतलब नहीं है, अपडेट में मैच नहीं होगा, राइट. इन EIGRP we are filtering route with the help of distribute list between update message and topology table. When EIGRP router is going to receive the update message, at that time it will filter the prefixes. In OSPF, when router will receive the prefixes, it will not filter anything. While installing prefixes from database to routing table, it will filter. Over here, distribute list will work in OSPF.
So, sir, but how can we say it is applying on all LSS? It is
Can
applying
say,
on prefixes only, no?
or you can say it is filtering all LSAs.
LSS, yes. It is only filtering prefixes only.
Yes, it is filtering only. See, LSA is not filtering, no, brother. What I am saying, LSA cannot be filtered in OSPF. LSA cannot be filtered in OSPF. Through distribute list, what is the definition of distribute list? To filter the unwanted prefixes. Unwanted prefixes. We are using distribute list to filter the prefixes, right? Sometimes we can filter the prefixes while installing routes from update message to topology table, and sometimes we can filter route while installing prefixes from database to routing table. OSPF is ERP. That's it.
Yeah, I got this. I think a while ago somebody asked the same question, and you said it is applying on all LSS.
Supplying means filtering.
Yes, it is applying on all LSS. You said like that, I guess.
Yes, still I am saying it will work for all the LSAs. LSA 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4,
work for
5,
all
6, 7, 8, 9,
LSS. Okay.
10, 11. Yes.
Okay. Work is different and filtering is different.
The
I got it.
place of applying the filtering is different only. Rest everything is same.
Yes.
When router
I got
is
it, sir.
filtering the prefixes, that is the different only. Rest everything is. So now from router number 1, I am going to remove the distribute list command, router OSPF 1, and here we can say no to this. If you want to filter prefixes in OSPF within the area, make sure you will apply distribute list in direction only, but on ABR router you can apply it in both the direction.
Out direction, yeah.
So run section OSPF. Nothing is okay. Now, so IP OSPF database. See guys, 10.1.0.0, 10.1.1.0. Right, these prefixes are coming from both the ABR. Router 2 also advertising, router 3 is also advertising. Now I want to filter these prefixes from router number 2. One option is while summarization. Another option is distribute list. On router number 2, access list number 10 permit 10.1.0.0 0.0.0.255 and router OSPF 1, then distribute list
10 out.
10 section out. Now tell me, will router 2 advertise 40 subnet in area 0? will router 2 advertise 40 subnet in area 0?
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes,
IP route
because we have applied in out direction only,
It
not
will,
in direction.
because it works only in the in direction.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर हमने आउट में लगाया है R2 के, राइट? सो दैट मीन्स कि इट इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स R4, करेक्ट? अगर 40 डॉट सबनेट के लिए देखें ऑन R2 तो इट इज इन डायरेक्शन.
तो यार जब राउटर 2 40 सबनेट एडवर्टाइज करवाएगा राउटर 2 को, तो उस टाइम में फिल्टर करना चाहिए ना. 40 तो हो रहा है 40 का सबनेट राउटर 2 से.
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट. बट R1 पे तो सर वो इन डायरेक्शन में आ रहा है ना.
R1 पे हाँ, तो
इनमें
R1
आ
पे
रहा है
हमने
ना
थोड़ी ना फिल्टरिंग लगाया है. यहाँ पे इंटर हो रहा है, यहाँ से बाहर आउट हो रहा है. So here I have applied in out direction. One interesting thing over here.
क्या लोड शेयर हो रहा है सर?
On router number 4, so IP route OSPF. कुछ हुआ?
uh, 1.024.2 से भी आ
राउटर
रहा
2
है
से
सर.
फिल्टर हो गया?
नहीं हुआ सर.
ये सिर्फ राउटर 3 से क्यों
Summary
आ रहा है?
advertise हो रही है.
Summary.
Yes, filtered.
But individual prefixes are still being advertised from R2.
1 minute. Section OS.
See, can you mute yourself, please? Zero.
Router 4 is coming.
For all the prefixes.
All the prefixes coming. Load balancing. Here you have seen the filtering direction. Right now I have removed the. Now on the ABR router, how I can apply route filtering out direction? Why it's not working? So run section OSPF. So
Sir,
this कोई मैच है?
नहीं सर.
Here IP OSPF. क्या रहा है?
So wildcard mask is wrong, I think. 0.0.3
I'm
dot.
only allowing the first subnet. All should be
First sub
252.
0.0.3.250.
10.1.0.0/24 is the first sub.
Okay.
But that subnet is not available, sir, in router 1.
हाँ सर, ये भी चीज़ है। 0.0 हमने कॉन्फ़िगर नहीं किया कहीं भी।
So I'm permit dot zero
नाउ इट्स
fix.
अभी देखिए आप, नेबरशिप गई है, अभी भी नहीं आ ही रहे हैं सर।
Router OSPF 1 and PF
सब कुछ फ़िल्टर हो गया।
router OSPF 1
नो। सर ऐसा तो नहीं हम एलएसए 1 को फ़िल्टर नहीं कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि राउटर 2 इज़ लर्निंग दीज़ प्रीफिक्सेस फ्रॉम एलएसए 1 राइट?
कुछ नहीं फिल्टर करने के लिए क्या है हम सीधा क्या कर देंगे to filter guys everything on router number 4 what I can do so IP route OSPF I want to filter all the prefixes coming from OSPF what I can do router OSPF 1 I can say distance
मैं वही पूछने वाला था सर।
55
डिस्टेंस कमांड।
IP route OSPF IP route OSPF सारे prefixes हो गए filter एक ही पाथ से करना चाहते हैं राउटर OSPF 1 distance 55 and distance
डिस्टेंस
55 from a specific
255
neighbor also we can
क्वेश्चन मार्क
filter
22 20 24.2
okay what will be the source address when router 2 will advertise LSS to R4
सर वो
24.2 or
इंटरफेस एड्रेस ऑफ
2.2.2.2
1/0
router ID or the IP address
सर राउटिंग टेबल के हिसाब से इट इज माय इंटरफेस आईपी
IP dot OSP
आ रहे हैं सर, आ रहे हैं सर।
पर आपका भी
हाँ सर।
F1
नो टू सर, नो टू दिस, नो टू दिस, पहले नो करते। वाइल्ड कार्ड मास्क 255 फ्रॉम नेबर 24.2 सर, वाइल्ड कार्ड। अरे क्या कुछ भी नहीं ले रहा क्या?
filter
Sir, I think area 1 out we have to mention, right? Because which area we have to mention out, which direction? Area 1 or area 0?
सर
the
From
distribute
the
list
R2 router.
यस,
From the
ही इज
R2
सेइंग
router.
ऑन R2 राउटर सर।
R2 router what you are saying
एरिया
From the
एरिया
R2
कॉन्सेप्ट
router,
में
we have to mention,
distribute list
yeah, yeah, before distribute list, we have to mention area 1, I think.
how I can mention it
सर एरिया 1 लिखिए एक बार,
So that
देखिए
area
क्या
1.
आता है। हाँ, now there is no distributed
filter.
list to be called.
Here is one command, but filter list, forget about it. Range command is only sub area we can configure, virtual link we can, right? NSSA area we can configure. You know these all things. You can understand the authentication configuration also, right? Default cost is similar like default metric in EIGRP. NSSA you know, range command you know, same link for now. When we'll discuss P and C router, that time we'll talk about same. Then stub router you know, the virtual link you know. So leave the filtering. I will see the filtering like how it will work on the ABR router or direction. Apart from the
Okay.
route filtering, what is the remaining topic?
सर डिफॉल्ट इंफॉर्मेशन वाला है एक तो, एंड
Default information originate. So let's see
या
default information originate in OSPF. Okay, this is very small topic. Cover it.
सर कल करें।
10 मिनट में हो जाएगा। तब सिर्फ
सर वैसे भी
filtering रह
कल
जाएगा
बीजेपी
ना।
नहीं करने देंगे सर, कल वैसे भी बीजेपी नहीं करेंगे सर।
कल का
Sir,
तो
enough
कल
for
के बाद
today, sir. Please, enough for today. सर सब ऊपर से गुजर जाएगा तो फिर कल आपसे आके फिर हम यूजलेस
नहीं नहीं
क्वेश्चंस
ये तो
करेंगे आप
नहीं होना चाहिए, ये तो नहीं। आप भले आधे क्लास पे रो, बट ऐसे मत। So for the default information originate, just I am giving you one scenario, okay? This is task. You can try it by yourself.
ऐसा
Okay?
करेंगे,
Do
नहीं सर कल करेंगे सर।
आपको टास्क दे रहा हूं घर से करने के लिए, एक बस डिफॉल्ट डॉट you the lab. I told you na I have created one lab for you guys where you can implement everything. This lab you need to configure at the end,
लास्ट
at the right, and this is 3 tier architecture. Here you can see core layer, distribution layer, access layer, and then I have internet. For internet I am using router. Here I have one server room, a small server room, then some network services are there like ICE server, ACS server, WLC is there, and then cloud is there like maybe I have another side. So from this side I am running MPLS or SD-WAN link is coming, right? Anything this related to like to reach the cloud, we have one separate section over here. So this way only you will find network in the enterprise company, guys. This is one side of a company, one particular side of a company,
करेक्ट सर।
right? So you will be running where OSPF, you will be running OSPF over here. If you don't know the
Switches,
switching, so here lots of protocols are there like BTP, VLAN trunking protocol, DTP is there, then we can have STP protocol here. The between switches I have two link, we can configure ether channel here,
इधर पैनल,
right? In the STP also there are many features. For the security here we can configure port security, we can configure port protected, right? We can set up one server as EFTP server to store the configuration of all networking devices. We can enable DHCP service
syslog,
here. We can configure
syslog server,
ACL here. We can, yes, configure syslog here. ACL means policy we can apply here, like which should communicate, which should not communicate. Then to make reachability between distribution layer and core layer, you can configure EIGRP routing protocol here. You can configure OSPF routing protocol here, right? Here also you can configure OSPF, BGP.
और बीजेपी
BGP generally we will configure here in this case, right?
with
Let's say there
ISP,
is
with
another
ISP.
side, yes, with ISP. Or maybe the another side is connected over here. right, through MPLS link. So on the MPLS link again I will be using OSPF. In most of the cases I will be using OSPF over here only. And guys, you should be able to design this network also from the scratch. Like, to connect end devices, we have access layer switches, right? You should have knowledge about the benefit of distribution layer, benefit of having distribution layer over here, right? Because in the another scenario, which I had shown you in the beginning of class, was 2 tier, right? Otherwise, both are same. There is no any difference. If you know the configuration of this network, you can configure this one also. Both are same. The difference is this is 2 tier. Here I don't have 4 layer. You can see, right? So this network is perfect for a small size company. A small size company, and this network is right, perfect for medium and large size company. But this is one side of a work. This is not like side 1 or side 2. Right? This can be a can also campus area network where you can have I have multiple right? So now you are implementing the protocols in a specific scenario. Just I am connecting 2 routers. You can think like why I am connecting 2 routers directly Praful. Right? So here is the use case. When I am enabling EIGRP between 2 routers, right? Praful, what is this? Why we are connecting 2 routers? So guys, these 2 routers can be to building. These 2 routers can be to different side, or these 2 routers are connected at same site for the redundancy for the load sharing. Okay, so try to relate the scenario with real time. Try to relate your topology with real time so that whenever interview is going to ask you any question, you can answer them. Right? So what I told you, I have one scenario. For an example scenario is this one. For you, you can try. If you have time, you can try. Otherwise, I will configure it. Right? For an example, I need to design a network. You are the network engineer, and you need to design a network for company. In the company, there is data center. First of all, data center or headquarter. In the data center, there are, let's say, 3 buildings. 3 routers are there. Router 1, router 2, and router. You can configure OSPF area 0 over here. You can configure OSPF area 0 for the internal reachability. Yes or no? Area 0. Now, all the buildings or all the departments can communicate with each other, fine, but they cannot access internet. So now we are going to integrate the internet over here. For the redundancy, I need 2 ISP. This is ISP 1, this is ISP R1. R2, R, ISP 1. Now I am going to connect my router to internet router. So guys, in some cases, you will be running BGP here between your edge router and ISP. You will be running BGP, right? Maybe here I am running BGP to receive some limited number of prefixes from the internet, or maybe I am receiving all the internet prefix. Internet, right? So router 2 can reach to internet, right? But can router 1 reach to internet? Can the LAN user connected to router number 1 access internet? No, because here we are not running BGP. Between router 1 and router 2, I am not running BGP. When I have not redistributed BGP into OSPF, so that router 1 cannot keep internet prefixes. Even guys, why you will not perform the redistribution? Because this router will be the high configuration router, can manage lakhs of prefixes, but this is the internal router very basic configuration router cannot manage lakhs of prefixes. So we'll never redistribute BGP into OSPF here. Then how router 1 can reach to internet? Here we can say to OSPF to advertise one default route. You can say advertise one default route in the OSPF domain. Router number 3 also I can say advertise one default route. So sometime you will be running BGP and sometime you will be running here what? Default route. So first of all, what you need to learn in default information originate, how to advertise default route in OSPF if default route is not present in the routing table of router. Like as I told you, if I am running BGP here, then router 2 will not have default route. Then how router is going to redistribute default route? Second case, if I am running default route here towards ISP, then how you are going to redistribute that default route in OSPF? ISP 1, ISP 2 thing. The third thing is path manipulation, right? How to forward traffic towards ISP1, sometime how to forward traffic towards ISP. So you know, whatever features I had in the redistribution, while redistributing external prefixes in OSPF, we can manipulate with cost, we can manipulate with metric, yes or no? So here, while advertising default or in OSPF also we can manipulate with metric. While redistribution we can manipulate the path with metric type also. So while advertising default route in OSPF also we can use metric type. So let's say I want to make this router as a primary router. So here I can set what? Default information originate with metric type 1. And here we can say advertise default route in OSPF with metric type. Right? So if you have time, then you can practice these types of scenarios. Otherwise, we'll see it in the next class. BGP stands for
Exterior Gateway Protocol.
Exterior Gateway. So these are the scenarios, right? In real time, here also you will have link. Here also you will have link. So first understand this scenario. After that, right? And in the OSPF network, you can have more routers also. Like in the data center, let's say there are 4 buildings. So I have 4 routers, R1, R2, R3, R4, and these routers will be connected like this. Just I am telling you where you will configure the OSPF. Okay, so this is my internal network DC, right? And I have one headquarter somewhere. I have one headquarter somewhere. The headquarter, let's say I have 3, and both are connected through again service provider network. Right? Multiple service provider can be there. So guys, by default private and public subnet cannot communicate. To make that possible, two private subnet cannot communicate over public subnet. To make that thing possible, we have VPN, virtual private network. So here you are going to learn creating VPN. Right? So we'll have one virtual network over this physical network. And through this virtual network, we are going to advertise prefixes. So here also we can run OSPF on the virtual network. And sometime you are going to form BGP neighborship between, let's say, this router to this router. Or I want to...
So normally BGP.
Yes, I want to form BGP neighborship between this router and this router. So for internal reachability also sometime we will be using OSPF. By the way, I think this snap is also present in my UNG. Yes, this lab. In this lab, I have service provider, right, who is using AS number 500. So in AS number 100, I will be using BGP also and OSPF also, both routing protocol at the same time. This is also real-time scenario where I have one ISP and two B router. Provider is router. One is this one. In the service provider network, you will be running OSPF protocol. In your side 1 and side 2, you will be running OSPF. But between service provider and your network, you will be running BGP implementation also. And one more. So in these types of scenario, we will be running multiple protocol. Here you can see I have two ISPs, Sprint US and British Telecom. Directed to PM Networking Private Limited. For an example, this is my work. These all are the guys real-time scenarios. In BGP mainly I will focus on real-time scenarios only, because in the real time in the production network most of the case we are running OSPF and BGP. We are running EAGRP also, but in most of the cases BGP and OSPF. So we'll learn both protocols together, right? In the BGP it is very important for you to understand OSPF, to understand the BGP. Okay, so whatever topics I have covered, make sure you will perform lab of each and every topic by yourself. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all for today. Connect tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The Google also you can check like some OSPF network design of a real company, right? And those types of topology also you can design in your NS3 or in. ये कैसे है?